YouTube. Thank you for joining. My name is Alex, and today I have a very special showcase of a fleet of customs I did for our brother JDC, Jay's Diecast Creations. A big congratulations to him and Amanda on their twin girls. That's something that's very special to me, being a twin. It's an unbreakable and unmatchable bond, and you guys have many happy memories to come. And so congratulations to you two. I decided to choose these two castings for a very special reason, and I'll tell you why. So right here we have a Hot Wheels casting. It's a 1969 Volkswagen Custom Squareback. And to its left we have a Matchbox Type 3 Fastback moving parts. Now the reason I chose these two castings, simply because I own both of these vehicles in real life, and they hold a sentimental meaning to me. I'm coming up on 10 years of owning my 1970 Squareback. I have special memories of restoring that car with my father and uncle, taking it to shows all across the Northeast as well as shows out in Southern California. And so it was a no-brainer to pick these two castings because it was something that was also sentimental to me. They share a platform with the Notchback, which we did not get in America, and they had a Carmen Ghia variation that not a lot of people know about. And so all four of these cars share the same platform. So we have two different body styles. The castings were produced by two different manufacturers, but at the end of the day, deep down, they're exactly the same. Much like twins. They're going to share a lot of things in common. They might not look the same. They might look pretty close, but at the end of the day, they're going to be unique in their own way. But deep down, they're still going to have that common base, much like these two cars share here. So with the Squareback, I went with a Krylon Ballet Pink and went ahead and detailed up the rocker molding, the beltline trim, that is known as a parking light on the fender. We went ahead and did the headlights, the turn signals, did the door handles as well as the tail lights. And I went ahead and used these monoblock 15 spokes. They're pink, kind of a metallic pink with the purple tires, just for something unique, something different, something to add a unique flair to this vehicle. And with the Fastback model, I found this can that was a Valspar rattle can. It was like a textured grape purple, so it's got a lot of texture to it. Initially spraying it, I wasn't sure if I liked it, but having a smooth finish and a matte finish is just another thing to differentiate these two. You know, being a twin, you do share a lot in common, but you are your own unique person as well. So we went with the textured purple. I decided to leave the trim detailed, kind of the opposite of my personal cars. I don't have trim on my Squareback. I plan to put trim on my Fastback, so kind of flip-flopped them on these builds. Went ahead and did the front badge on the hood, headlights, and it's hard to catch the light, but I did do the turn signals as well as the taillights, of course. I went ahead and did the base gold. I just wanted to give it a pop as something different, but ultimately ended up painting with the metallic Sharpie, the bumpers. I wasn't quite liking it, but you could still catch a little bit of that gold and purple. Cool combination. Another set of monoblocks. We got the 8 spokes with the pink tires. Again, just to give it a pop as something different, something unique. And these were very fun builds to do, very special to me. I really enjoyed being able to share something that means so much to me with someone else. And, you know, I'm thankful for the opportunity to do these builds for you guys. And so I was really glad to do those. But I wanted to do a few more builds for you guys. And when I heard about the race, the roll-off race with the dice, I wanted to do my entry as another Volkswagen. Knowing I was going to do those cars, I went ahead and did a bug. This is an oval window casting. Another special vehicle to me, being as my dad owns an oval window bug. Painted it yellow. That's my favorite color. Started off just spraying it yellow, not really seeing a vision for it. I played around with some vinyl on a custom I did for Trevor Samuda and decided to give it a try on this. Went ahead and two-toned the sides. Saw that, was like, oh, that kind of gives me, like a Bumblebee vibe. Went ahead and did the stripe across the hood and the fenders, blacked out the headlights. Threw a couple more stripes on there and a couple on the sides. Any advice to you guys who would want to try using vinyl on your builds? I noticed after sending that car to Trevor, it looked like in the video it had a bit of peel up. I thought maybe if I hit this one with some heat out of like a heat gun or a blow dryer, it might kind of help shrink the wrap, much like wrapping a car with vinyl in real life. However, that wasn't the case. I do have another car I did vinyl on that I clear coated over, and it still peeled underneath the clear coat. So, something to be mindful of for you customizers, but it still adds a cool, unique flair to it. Something different, a little different than our water slide decals we use, but still a cool element to add to your customs. So after getting that inspiration of calling it a B, I tend to buy a lot of castings that have staggered tires and wheels for these castings. And so going through my little collection, I found these gold honeycombs and said what better set of wheels I could use. Went ahead and added a stinger, and in typical drag race or gasser form, we had to put a little inspirational quote on the back. We got buzz off, and we did a little taillight detail in there too. So inspiration came as I went along, and I just kind of let my creative juices flow. Tried something different, shot a picture over to Jay, and he was like, "You're in." It's a cool little bug. So very glad to be able to have my entry for the JDC build off. And then I wanted to go ahead and give my try at a Gaslands build. I did one prior. I had a van casting, a premium casting I stole some wheels off of, and decided to make that one into a Gaslands. But wanted to try something different. So one of the castings that I bought for some staggered wheels was the AMC Rebel. And it had some nice red 5 spokes, I believe, staggered 5 spokes. And looking at the casting, and I believe I was watching one of Jay's videos, he said that he really likes this casting. So I went ahead and sanded it down with some green Scotch Brite and a little bit of steel wool, just to kind of take off some of the tampos and the decals. You could kind of see bleeding through. We got the red stripe, we got a little bit of the blue in there. And then I decided to get creative and try out some apple barrel paints, much like he talks about. So ended up maybe going a little bit overboard with some brown to give it a rustic look. And I had these kind of mudden tires off of a different custom. I pulled these wheels off to swap them out. So we went with the brown mud tires and the 5 spokes. Went ahead and did the base as well, just to let you know, hey, this car has seen some rough terrain in its time, but it's still out there holding its ground and fighting on the battlefield. I had these 3D printed, they're swamp coolers, which in a lot of cars, they go here in the window and it just catches air and puts it into the cabin. Primitive air conditioning, for lack of better terms. And so I had a number of those from an order I had, and went ahead and threw a couple on the hood, glued them on there as maybe some sort of weapon to fight back. The Gaslands is a new concept for me, so I'm hoping that it's something different and unique. It's a little subtle, maybe compared to some of the other Gaslands I see him and many others make, but I wanted to give my try at it and give one to him. So here's my AMC Rebel. Now lastly, I wanted to do a Ferrari for Amanda. Now Jay and I have only been talking a few months now, and I had definitely seen his name in other people's videos and comment sections and lives, and we got the opportunity to check out each other's channel, started talking, and I've enjoyed talking with him, getting to know him. I think he's a really cool dude. You guys all watching me should definitely know who he is, so I don't need to go further on that. But a few months prior to me originally meeting him, he had done a Ferrari build-off for Amanda. Now also a few months prior, as sort of a means of entering into the custom world, you may remember a fleet of Herbie customs that I did for a lot of different YouTube customizers. I did a Camaro for Pete, I did a Mustang for Mustang Hunter, and it was just my way of kind of getting my feet wet with water slides and wheel swaps and doing these customs for people. And what better way to do something for Amanda here than to do a Ferrari with some Herbie decals. I'm trying to zoom in here for you. So this is a Ferrari Casting. It's a Testarossa made by Matchbox from the 80s. I actually picked up one of these in a video you might have seen where I went to the Diecast shop that I go to. I picked up one for Jay and Amanda, and I knew I had this one in a box from some cars as a kid. It was orange, it had a Ferrari logo on the hood. It was well played with, well beaten, well worn. It was definitely my brother's. It's an 80s casting. I'm a 90s baby, so something I took from him. Sorry about that, brother. But turned it into something new and different. So we started, of course, by stripping it down, giving it a white base with tons of black detailing. Had to black out the vents on the side. And then it had this strange plastic piece in here. I ended up putting some black paint over it, and it kind of smoothed it all out, and yeah, you could barely even notice. So, of course, we threw the Herbie decal, number 53, way to go, Ocho, and the stripe all the way down. Keeping with our monoblocks, I had two different sets. I had a red and I had a white 6-spoke, and I had these Michelins, and tried the white. Needed something to kind of contrast all this white, so had these red chrome ones. And the cool thing about this casting is this is one that has active suspension in it, so we have a little up and down motion to it, so that's pretty cool. And so I mean, this thing is race ready. It's got the numbers, it's got the Michelins, it's ready to go, and I'm hoping that it is a unique piece for Amanda's Ferrari collection, as well as the rest of these fine cars and customs that I did for the Double Trouble build-off, the roll-off entry, and the AMC ready for the Gaslands. So to all of you watching, I can't thank you enough. And for Jay and Amanda, one more great big congratulations. You all rock. Thank you for checking out these awesome customs. And until next time, guys, peace.